flashing them to get out of your way, are you? Let's give you a path to get past them. See what you do. Passing a car at 101, 103, 104. I would wipe that smile off your face. I'm Sergeant McDaniels with the Orange County Sheriff's Office. You're being stopped for dangerous, excessive speeding.
I understand my tire at the back is like literally on 29.
So you're driving at 100. Hold on. You're driving at 104 miles an hour in a 65 mile an hour zone with subpar equipment, flashing people to get out of your lights, out of your lane, following too close, using every lane to pass everybody, cutting me off, passing a car on the inside shoulder with their hazard lights on. You're going to jail for dangerous excessive speeding.
I'm so sorry. I did not mean to do that. My phone, I didn't even know my car was speeding.
That's why they give you a speedometer.
I totally understand. I'm communicating with you, sir. I really do not want to go to jail.
No, most people don't, but you got to think about that before you do the speed. I need your license, your registration, and your insurance. You were speeding.
Sir, I was, and I totally didn't know. If you look at my phone, my buttons right here, they jump around. My phone is sitting here, and it's slid on here. I literally see it's not even in normal mode, and I see that. My apologies, sir. Please, I'm communicating.
The mode has nothing to do with your gas pedal.
No.
I need your license, your registration, and your insurance.
Please, sir, I really want to work. Can you really work with me, sir? I promise you, I am a law-abiding citizen. I have my ID, my insurance on my phone. There was no intention of me speeding today. I promise you, sir.
Is this a good...
Man, I'm sure everyone has seen this body cam footage of Sha'Carri Richardson being pulled over by Florida Highway Patrol, and of course, if you don't know, they have a super speeder, like a new law as far as super speeder. So if going over a certain miles per hour, they're definitely on the hunt for you. And I've seen a lot of reaction videos to this who basically said a cop had a hard on for her. But at the end of the day, he didn't know who it was in that car when it was speeding. And, this is something that they're enforcing now in Florida. So, it just feels like, man, she really can't catch a break. A lot of it is, it's all, basically her own decisions as far as why she can't catch a break. I seem like ever since that whole thing about her, smoking weed or whatever, when that first hit like several years ago, and then the incident, of course, that happened in the airport, and now this incident. And my thing is, if you're in this position, to where you're an accomplished athlete, you definitely represent the country, as far as when you compete, and you have people that look up to you. Your name holds weight when it comes to being known, having a celebrity, being a star. And this in America, these are the type of people that are most influential. So you know you got to make better decisions. That's pretty much it. And the cop is going to do the cop's job. That's what they're going to do. I mean, they could just go ahead and let you by, but at the end of the day, their job is to enforce the law. And of course they need to, if you are doing something that's against the law, if they bring you into jail, of course there's going to be a bond that you're going to have to post. And it's all of it's it's just all designed for that. So some people don't even care about going to jail for a few minutes or so, paying the fine and getting released. But the way that she was, copping pleas here, she definitely didn't want to go through that whole ordeal. And my whole thing is, once they have you, man, it's really not too much that you can say as far as getting out of the whole ordeal. That's why the whole thing is to, remain silent when you having interactions like this, and really just not say too much. I'm sure she has a great lawyer that's on retainer, and you let your lawyer do all your talking. That's what they're for. And it's just no way to kind of get yourself out of these situations a lot of times. Maybe in certain places or maybe certain instances, you may catch a break, but you really can't depend on that. That just depends on how the cops' day is going, whether they want to do a whole lot of paperwork or not, or whether they even want to go through the trouble of taking you down to the jail and going through that whole process. So, yeah, this is one of those situations. And then once they, realized who it was, of course, the video is going to come out, and you know, I think a lot of times when it's like celebrities and stuff like that, they want to make sure they put these videos out just so that they can show that people that are in this position don't even get special treatments all the time. So I've seen several celebrities that in body cam footage, and oftentimes it's says very peaceful interactions, and sometimes it's not. But in this situation here, his radar clocked there at 104, weaving through traffic, and that like I've seen people going less speed, make a mistake and end up costing someone their lives. So you got to think about that. And if you had somewhere to be, um, an engagement to be, still no excuse to be going that fast. And even if your tire is about to go flat, the first thing, if my tire is low pressure or going flat, it's just speeding is the last thing that I'm thinking about doing, because you don't really want to put too much stress on the tire that's going flat, and then that could cause you to have an accident as well. So it's more so about making sure that you protect yourself, and of course you got to think about others. That when you're on a highway, everyone's mindset should be on that, making sure that you're safe, as well as your fellow drivers that's on the road with you as well. A lot of people don't think like that, and then that's how bad things end up happening. Because being in a car and going at the speeds that you go on the highway, man, it's nothing to play with, honestly, and we all should know that. If anyone has ever taken one of those driving courses like I have, when you have a traffic infraction, you see some real gruesome stuff in those videos, and it's all over YouTube at this point of, like on scene TV. You can see some of the craziest things, and just real life. So, um, do I feel like the cop had it out for her? Do I feel like the cop knew who she was? Maybe he did. I can't really tell from this video, but I just feel like he was approaching the driver who was going over 100 miles an hour. They have new laws in effect, and that's what they're there for, to enforce the laws.
Address for you, Lake Valley
Yes,
Drive?
sir. I'm here. I'm local, sir. Please work with me. I promise you.
I don't know what work with you means.
Not work with me. I understand that. I will take the ticket. I will show the
No,
court.
like I told you, you're going to
Sir,
jail.
please don't allow me to go to. Please, sir. Please.
Listen to me.
Please, sir. I really.
If nothing you say is going to change that. You are going to jail.
Sir, am I going to jail, Jake?
Yes.
Am I going to jail? Like, man, it's not funny, man. Especially just trying to put myself in her shoes. But am I going to jail? Like, that's just too funny.
Sir, I really was not meant to intentionally speeding at
That's
all.
even more scary.
Sir,
that means that you're doing
please.
things unintentionally
No,
on a
sir,
task that
please,
requires
please,
all
sir,
your attention.
Sir, please, please, I'm begging you. I am
You are
begging
going to have a little bit of time to make some phone calls. You are going to jail. I am towing your car.
Please, sir, don't take me to jail. I will do
Yes.
everything.
No.
I will do everything.
See, that's what I'm saying, man. You gotta just remain silent, man. You don't never want to be in a position where you're telling a man you don't even know, like I'll do everything. Like, you just saying anything at this point, trying to get out of the situation. Just be quiet, man. Just remain silent. You know, contact your lawyer. Make sure they meet you down at the jail. You'll be out in a few minutes, and on about your day. So you shouldn't be sitting there begging like that. And I'm not sure if it's true or not, but it was said that her boyfriend actually pulled up to the scene, and his car was searched in that process, and he was taken in. But I'm not sure if that's true, so I really don't want to spread that narrative or confirm that narrative because I haven't seen any evidence of that. But you know, you got to make better decisions in this position.
You have two options.
Listen, sir, please.
Listen, you have two options.
Please, sir.
The first option is you can either ride with me in my car.
Damn, that's loud.
The second option is you are going to go to jail in a cage car.
No,
Which do you prefer?
Look, I promise you, I don't want to go to jail. I'm right here. I have a team here. I have a coach, everything, sir. I was not intentionally doing anything, and I am.
You're not listening.
Like having a team and having a coach, that has nothing to do with the reason why this cop is at your door right now.
You're repeating yourself and not listening. Nothing you say is going to change.
So I want
to. So make some phone calls. Let people know that you're going to have a $500 bond.
And then that's a $500 bond. Like, that's nothing to her. So stop copping, please, man. Call your lawyer. Remain silent. Just go through the process and go on about your day. And clearly she did, because from my understanding, she had posted on her social media, after this incident, I think the same day. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and close out. If you like my content, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. This is Justin Paul. Peace.